야, 너 내인 할래?
Hey MDLers, here's 10 fun dramas to help get you through the corona pandemic. 2020 has started off on the wrong foot, you could say. With the COVID-19 pandemic reaching many corners of the globe, self-quarantine and self-isolation has opened up an avenue that introverts might be all too familiar with to extroverts, who can now adapt to staying indoors more often and socializing a lot more online. The fear, uncertainty, and concerns for loved ones can definitely weigh heavily on one's mind and heart, as the world as we know it seems to be changing daily. But if you need a distraction to pass some self-isolation time, here are 10 fun drama recommendations to help get you through this pandemic storm, as staying inside is strongly recommended. I wanted to express why I found each of these dramas personally special, but I'm gonna leave my little blurb about it right here. They all have that dash of romance, conflict, and a great story hook that I think you all would like. This could possibly be considered a rewatch list. The range is a little wide, from tasty food settings, spooky ghosts, high school slice of life, and even some time traveling. And I hope you will enjoy these dramas. Number 10, Let's Eat.
대체 뭐 하는 분이세요?
여기 좀 입 좀 닦고 얘기하셔야 될 것 같은데. 여기요.
This drama is sure to work up your food cravings, so make sure you have some snacks on hand for this subtle Nooner romance. Centered around neighbors who all enjoy a good meal as a passionate insurance salesman who also happens to be a very trendy foodie blogger and his biggest fan work through their differences. Add a dash of murder mystery, unrequited love, and some standout characters who compete for the male lead. This drama stands out memorably as a story for me because of all the dynamic relationships and friendships between all the characters, in that we all know that one person who wants to beautifully stand out, or maybe that exhausted friend who could really use a break. Maybe it's an overbearing boss that can make a simple situation so stressful. Let's Eat is a binge-worthy drama that's a whole lot of fun. Number 9, Go Back Couple.
나 너무 불행하다고. 저 만나는 게 아니었어.
Do you ever wish you could turn back time and prevent certain situations from taking place? Or maybe it was a decision that later you realize and wish that you could have done things differently. Regret can be a consequence of an action. Here in Go Back Couple, a married couple who face some unhappiness get a second chance at romance, or at least the prospect of a new beginning. We follow our OTP as they go back and wake up in their university days, now faced with the opportunity to not date each other. Drama fans can follow their life do-over with some monumental moments, including some major second lead syndrome. Love finds a way, and this touching drama is sure to move your heart, while perhaps making you reflective of your own past choices. To look outside the box and see the bigger picture can give a new perspective from those we love, admire, and share our lives with. Number 8, Rooftop Prince.
누구야 당신은?
Okay, so we just had a drama about going back in time, but what? Number 7, Big.
난 윤재 씨가 아니라 강경준이니까.
With time travel covered, how about some soul swapping? A pretty young teacher is waiting for the most important relationship discussion of her life with her beloved. But before it can commence, an accident sends the soul of her newest student into her true love's body. Not just any body, people, Gong Yu. Viewers are treated to watching the handsome goblin star act out the role of a high schooler who's trapped within the body of an older man. This quirky love story is definitely binge-worthy. And it might be one of the weirdest love triangles that you'll see in a drama. Big might stir up some reminiscent feelings of perhaps your first crush or who you fell in love with for the first time, even if you're still waiting for your first love. Seeing the romance blossom for others is oh so satisfying, especially in dramas. This drama? Highly recommend. Number 6, My Secret Hotel. A wedding planner based out of a trendy hotel gets the shock of her life when she discovers that her latest client is engaged to her ex. Can these two past lovers work through their unresolved issues? A brooding love triangle begins to stir up, along with a murder mystery that keeps everyone guessing. This story might trigger some ex memories. Perhaps they might be fond memories, and then perhaps maybe those terrible ones. But at times, the heart can take a while to recover. This kind of story gives the ideal if two people who once loved each other can find their way back to one another. While this might not happen IRL, in Dramaland, this staple scenario is a promise of a love that still burns. The casting is so well done. These fun characters do not disappoint. Number 5. The Sound of Your Heart.
운동은 근성으로라도 해보려 했다. 반드시 이긴다. 무조건.
이러다 지겠어. 안 되겠어.
Need to laugh out loud? Based on one of the longest running webtoons, the story follows the male lead who is a webtoon artist and author as he makes his comic relatable about his weird family and the day-to-day moments that they share. Obscure, hilarious, but just the normal everyday for them. From shopping trips to family dinners, going to work, and even dating. This web series drama touches on slice of life, romance, and comedy. Even if your own family is not weird, and just very normal, there could be that one unusual relative that always stands out, and chances are you are thinking of that person right now. Number 4. The Master's Son. Number 3. Sassy Go-Go.
얘는 항상 기습이네. 하나?
Like school romance? Well, this one is literally full of cheer. Cute, fluffy, it's a quaint little drama that's perfect for a binge watch. Maybe you're in high school right now. Maybe you're getting ready for high school. Or maybe you're just nostalgic of your time spent there. The memories of the friends and peers in your group, maybe even the memories of those unkind students, and sadly, the memories of those who were targeted and picked on. High school isn't always easy, but often first loves or infatuation blossom there. What feels like the closest and best of friendships. And who could forget the teachers who guided us, or maybe the ones who made life difficult? With high school tropes covered, you get a little bit of everything in this drama, plus an adorable cast. Number 2. Reply 1997.
확인.
Alright, on the topic of school dramas continued, this drama flashes back to our main and supporting characters as they reflect on their funny, emotional, and romantic high school moments, also with a little look-see in on what it was like growing up in the 90s. It's an addicting rom-com that is very relatable, and maybe even more so if you also grew up in the 90s. It's definitely worth checking out. Number 1. Coffee Prince. This classic favorite paved the way for many a gender bender. A tomboyish girl finds herself employed by a handsome business owner, who, at first, mistakes her for a guy. All because of her androgynous looks. He fakes a relationship with her to scare off some prospective blind dating partners that his grandma is trying to set him up with. Those poor souls also presume Unshan is a guy. She later takes a job as a barista at his coffee shop, where he still doesn't realize that she's a girl. Does the brewing attraction of a lead character falling for someone with a mistaken identity make your own heart flutter, waiting for that moment of truth? Coffee Prince is always highly recommended and a true fan favorite. I really hope these recommendations cheer you up. But these dramas all stood out, with memorable characters, romances, and friendships. Please stay safe, MDLers, and we'll be back soon with another episode. I'm your host at KimchiLovesCurry.
I just see the stars. Just see